towards the other one and questioning. Because if the kids question, they'll always search for the truth in life. And if they're honest, they won't stop until they find the truth. So that's equipping our children to become wise. And to equip them to become compassionate, they need that by the example of their parents. So the parents should argue with each other. They should show kindness and compassion towards each other. And then the children will pick that up. That is an education system which is behind the times. It's not progressive enough. We're teaching kids for life, not for the pass exams. And so we have to teach the children those skills which will equip them for life. And some of those skills are social skills. So we should reward children not just for personal achievement. I had this idea years ago, and I've spread this around to many government ministers, to have an education system where at the end of your school year, maybe 60% is your personal score, and the rest of the 40% is averaged over the whole class to which you belong. So if the whole class does well, then you do well. If the whole class does poorly, you do poorly. So the children have to work together. The smart kids have to help the kids who are weak. Because that's what we have to do in real life. When we go to the office, when we go to work, we have to learn how to cooperate as well as to compete. And too much of education is competitive. And these poor kids have to compete against their best friends. That's disgusting. So what we should really be doing is rewarding cooperation as well as competitiveness. That's something which our schools don't do. A few schools are beginning to get the message. And they're making adults, workers, members of their country for their future. People who can work together, who are not always backstabbing in the office, who can cooperate, who have the social skills of how to work harmoniously together with another person. I am Supermodel Monk.
Yes.
I should be on the front cover of Vanity Fair and Vogue. Yeah, that's big trouble. You know, I've even got my own Facebook page, but I've never actually seen it. Somebody else did that for me. I refuse to see it. Anyway, it's quite sweet to have fans. If they're getting happiness out of it, and if they're getting inspiration which makes them better people, why not? Because if you try to control your temper, it gets worse. That is the most important word, control. Because that's where temper comes from. So the next time you have a temper, just let it out, let it be, let it go. Because then you are developing the tools, you don't get tempered in the first place. So when someone does something wrong, you let them be, you let it go. You don't try and control other people, nor do you try and control the world. That's all a temper is. It's just a result of you try to control and you fail. So you throw a tantrum, just like a little kid. It's actually ridiculous when people get angry. So, but if you are angry, don't get angry about being angry, just let it out, let it go. And in future, learn that the best way is just to lower your expectations about life and other people. Lower the expectations. Lower them and lower them and lower them. You have no expectations at all. So you take life as it comes. You don't expect anything. You don't expect praise. You don't expect happiness. You don't expect health. You just take life as it comes, no expectation. That means Whatever life gives you is a present. And the present, even if it's something that you don't use. Like someone yesterday gave me this watch. I gave it to Henry. It was a Chinese, what's it called, prediction watch. It tells fortunes, or it tells horoscopes. A horoscope watch. I've never seen one before. Totally useless, but of course you accept it. You accept life for what it gives you, even if it's totally useless. You can't make use of it at all. So therefore you don't try and control. You accept life, and then you pass it on to somebody else. No expectations, no criticism. Then you won't get angry. Indeed, yes. But even everything gets wrong, and you get abused, you get cheated, people let you down. Wonderful, all is well. It just shows you expected too much, and that's why you get disappointed. Good example. Some years ago when I was coming to Indonesia, I turned up at Perth Airport. I was flying Garuda. The flight was cancelled for 26 hours. So it meant the people waiting to listen to me give a talk. The talk had to be cancelled. So all the organisers were very disappointed. They lost a lot of money because I didn't turn up. And other people were banging on the desk. You can't do this to us. We've got to get to, I think it was to Denpasar. We're going on holiday. We've got business to do. We've got to see our relations. They're getting so angry. And I just saw that and I thought, that's incredibly crazy. The angrier you get, it doesn't make the pain get there any earlier. You're just being stupid. And anyway, I figured out the reason why it was delayed, because that was the time there was bird flu. And Garuda is a bird. Garuda got bird flu, so that's why it couldn't fly. So anyway, so that's why, that's how we control it. So we don't have expectations. If I go to the airport, I don't expect the plane to take off. Which means I hope it takes off. And if it doesn't, it means I'm not disappointed. If it does, brilliant. So you don't have these very hard expectations, which is when they're not met, that's when you get angry. Meditation for busy people. This is a meditation for busy people exercise. How heavy is my glass of water? After 5, I told this last October in Imperial College in London. In Imperial College you've got some very smart engineers and scientists there. And one of them looked at this and said about 168 grams. He was probably right. But I said, that's not what I mean. So you smart ass, this is not what I mean. What I mean is, after 5 minutes, the water starts to feel heavy. After 10 minutes, I'm in pain. After 20 minutes, I'm in agony and a very stupid monk. So when this water starts to get too painful to bear, what should I do? You put it down for a few minutes. And after a few minutes, you pick it up again and it feels lighter. This is how busy people must meditate. A busy person with lots of stress, they don't let go and meditate for a few minutes. You find not only do they ache, but their brain becomes very inefficient. They just don't produce high quality work and they waste so much time because they're tired. Busy people are the ones who need to put the glass down often, to rest. So after resting for 10 minutes in meditation, the next 50 minutes they get an hour, a quarter's work done of high quality. So if you've got lots of things to do, you have to be efficient, which means you have to meditate. If you haven't got much to do, it doesn't matter if you meditate or not. If you're really busy, you really have to meditate. As one friend told me, he meditates every day, half an hour every day without fail, except when he's busy. And when he's busy, he meditates 1 hour a day. So if you understand the reason he meditates more when he's busy, because you have to be more efficient. How do we let go? By just in your brain, just like on the computer, you have a delete button. And that delete button, once you find it, you keep pressing it. Delete the past, delete the past. He said this to me, she did that to me. Delete, 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 delete. Because after a while you think, why am I not letting these things go? An old story, someone calls you a dog. Now what happens when someone calls you a dog? The person thinks, they call me a dog, they should not call me a dog, it's not right to call me a dog. And if they're wise, they realize they've just been called a dog 3 more times. Every time they remember it, they're being called a dog again. So it doesn't make any sense keeping remembering the bad things which were said to you or the bad things which happened to you in the past. You're just allowing yourself to get hurt even more. So once you realize what you're doing, then it becomes much easier to let go. So I'm just hurting myself, I'm not helping myself, I'm just causing myself more suffering. And the same with the future, we learn how to let go of the future when we realize the only time we can do anything about our future is in the present, right now. Right now is the place our future is being made. So if we care about our health, our peace, our happiness, we should pay more attention to the present moment. The place where our happiness, success and health is being made. So that's why we can let go of the past and the future, which are the most important things to let go of. No worries, no regrets. So number 1, you have to realize that you are worthy of forgiveness. To forgive somebody, you have to see their good qualities first of all. To focus on the 998 good bricks in the wall, not the 2 bad ones. Unfortunately, people keep looking at their faults and they refuse to see their good qualities. So much so, a few times I've been praised when I was a young monk. I thought that was nothing, I was just doing my job as a monk. I refuse to accept praise. Nowadays, when a person says, "That was a wonderful talk, Ajahn Brahm," I say, "Yes, I deserve that, that was a good talk." I accept praise. Now that's an important step to forgiveness. To accept praise for yourself means you recognize there is goodness inside of you. But once you recognize there's something worth forgiving, forgiveness becomes possible. If you've got such a bad opinion of yourself, you think that you're flawed or you're bad, then that's why you can't forgive. They haven't got everything. They don't know what life is all about. Sometimes that we say, oh, they've got everything. What we're saying, they've got material things. Have they got happiness? Have they got peace? Have they got the love of others and the love for themselves? So the most important things in life they haven't got at all. So they're just so poor, so desperately poor in the prisons of their own mansions. I've seen those mansions. They get security gates just like prisons. You've got guards at those gates and big iron bars. Mansions today are like prisons. They've got bars on the windows and the doors. Is that freedom? Or do rich people live in jails? So you look at it like that. See, the world might say you have everything. You've got fame, you've got money, you've got wonderful family, you've got your health, but is that really everything? If it was, they'd be able to retire and they wouldn't worry about anything anymore, but they worry like hell. So really, the most important things in life, they're missing out on. So they haven't got everything. And they know it, which is why they like to come to talks and read books like mine. They realize they're missing out. I'm the rich one. I'm the wealthy guy with no money, but lots of happiness and peace. That's why they come and ask me questions. So guys, if you want everything in life, you come and become a monk. You get everything you ever wanted, and much more, richer than your wildest dreams. And I mean that. I mean, because people are missing out on peace and happiness and contentment. What, all the time. My favourite story is the story of the Buddha. The story of life is my second favourite story. In other words, it's a story which hasn't an ending. The story of life. Maybe just the story which is one of my so many favourite stories, but one which comes up right now is that story of the man being chased by the tiger in the jungle. And the last moment before the tiger's about to jump on him, he sees this well. He jumps in the hole in the well. And as he jumps in, he realizes he's made a big mistake. Because there's no water in the bottom of that well. It's a dry well. But instead, in the bottom of the well, there is a big black snake. And instinctively, he holds on to something on the side of the well to stop him falling onto the snake. It's a tree root, and it stops him falling. And when he sort of stops, and he looks up, the tiger is leaning over the well, trying to paw him, trying to get to him. But his hand is just too low. The tiger just can't reach him. And the snake down below has moved up his head. Oh, but no. Trying to strike him on his feet. His feet are just too high. So the snake just can't get it. Nor can the tiger. He's stuck in the middle there. He's safe for a time. And then he noticed two mice come out from a hole in the well. A black mouse and a white mouse. And they start chewing at his root, making it thinner and thinner and thinner. And he realizes soon that root will be too thin to support his weight and he will fall. In other words, his safety is not going to last much longer. But because the tiger is trying to paw him, the back of the tiger is rubbing against the tree, making it shake. And on a branch of that tree overhanging the well, there is a bee's nest. And because it's shaking, honey starts to drip from the hive. And it drips right down the well. And the man puts out his tongue and tastes the honey. Such delicious honey. He enjoys every moment of it. And that is the end of my favourite story. The reason why it's a favourite story, because that's what life is like. Life does not have endings. All the stories of your life always has more things to happen coming soon. It's a never-ending story, life. Even at death, it keeps going on. That's why that story doesn't have an ending. Just like life, sometimes it's between a tiger and a snake. We're in big trouble. And night and day, the black and white mice are chewing at our hold on safety. But even though we don't know what's going to happen in the future, there's always honey dripping down. And the meaning of life is when you're between a tiger and a snake, don't forget to enjoy the honey. That's so delicious. That's why it's a favourite story, because it's the closest to real life. My last word, I don't know what my last word is. haven't made them up yet. But I would say, like, have fun. Strive on with fun. Because happiness is an important part of the religious path. Too many religions forget their happiness, which means that they distance themselves with ordinary people, and they miss a beautiful way of conveying the love and the wisdom which is at the heart of religions. Religions are a loving, wise, compassionate, joyful path. So if we add fun to our religions, we'd actually be helping more people take to religious things, become wiser, compassionate, and healthier human beings. So that's why religion has forgotten its laughter. And it's monks like Ajahn and now myself are trying to bring back the joy which was at the heart of religions in the early times. So my last word was, don't forget to laugh.